Lakers. And life without the king started in Brooklyn last night. Didn't go so great. So Luka Doncic on the floor. LeBron in street clothes. Luka here with the drive. In traffic and the finish. Lakers up 6 early. Few possessions later. Luka, look ahead to Dalton Connect on the layup.
Dalton Connect looking just like LeBron, right?
Yeah, just like him.
A little bit.
You know what? There may be a highlight that Dalton Connect looks a little more like LeBron in a second. Here's Luka.
How do you do that?
I have no idea. Yeah. Goodwin with the 3 in the corner.
Magic.
And here's Dalton Connect looking like LeBron, but with the hammer.
By the way, Luka helped make that possible with a great touch pass, too.
Yeah.
Not to take away from the jam.
In the fourth quarter, though, Cam Johnson finds D'Angelo Russell. D'Lo's revenge.
Yeah, the Lakers have seen that before.
And then Cam Johnson with the pull-up.
Singling out Luka in the fourth.
Yep.
We're going to see a lot of that in the playoffs.
Although Luka and the Lakers weren't done, Austin Reeves from way downtown.
He called Bank.
Unfortunately, that was one of the only shots he hit.
Yeah.
Bank was open late. Luka from the logo. And this one's not over yet. 10 seconds to go. 2-point ball game. 3-point ball game here. Cam misses the free throw. Luka with the heave.
Hits the scoreboard.
Yeah, well short.
Did it really?
It hit the scoreboard.
I didn't know that.
Well short. All right, so 3-point win for Brooklyn. Here's JJ after the game.
I think it was just an overall mentality just to take shortcuts tonight. We just wanted to take shortcuts. Too many. Yeah, they scored 20 points on us gambling. They had 16 offensive rebounds. We ball watched all night. We said no dare shots. I would go through it. They probably made 6, 7 uncontested threes. Just shortcuts. You want to be a good team, you want to win in the NBA, you got to do the hard stuff. We couldn't even pass to each other. We couldn't enter our offense. Running ball screens literally at half court. Yeah, that's going to end up in a turnover. I don't know what we're doing.
He didn't seem thrilled after that one. All right, the Lakers have a brutal stretch upcoming with 6 games in 8 nights, and their quality of opponent is backloaded. The Lakers' remaining strength of schedule is the 4th toughest down the stretch of the season. So, Brian, as good as the Lakers have looked here during the past 2 months, the injury to LeBron could derail things a little bit here. What's the most important thing here without LeBron on the floor?
Well, they're about to play, as you mentioned, back-to-back-to-backs.
Say that again?
That's a mouthful.
Back-to-back, day off, back-to-back, day off, back-to-back, which is why this game they needed to win.
Yeah.
It's made this a bad loss. They had 3 starters out. Absolutely true.
Yep.
But if they were going to lose, you wanted to lose to the Nets playing brilliantly. They lost because they played sloppily. So they're going to take some losses here. Even if LeBron was healthy, he probably would have sat out some of these games, and they might have lost them. Maybe they'll win them. The 5 and 7 days are all at home next week. They're great at home. Maybe they will, get some games that maybe they won't. So as a result, the reason I think JJ is taking this note to call his team out, first off, before these last 2 games, they'd won 20 of 25. It's not an opportunity for the coach to really correct the players much. So I think part of that's the other thing is that JJ knows they need to be precise. They can't have much of a margin for error during this stretch.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I'm not going to panic so much that we're going to lose a bunch of these games. If I'm the Lakers in the short term, what I'm doing here is a little bit of schedule watching, a little bit of standings watching here. What I want to do coming out of this, I don't want to be playing Golden State in the first round. I don't want to be in a position to play the Nuggets early. I'm looking at Memphis. I'm looking at Houston.
Yep.
If I can position myself where I have a first-round matchup against one of those teams, I'm going to feel like I can beat them, especially if I can buy some time for LeBron to come back healthy.
I would agree with you. Ramona, do you agree that it is matchup dependent in the Western Conference, particularly for the Lakers?
I mean, it shouldn't be. You have 2 of the best players in the world on your team, and they should be able to play through them and against anyone. But I think this is an opportunity right now for Luka to make it his team. I felt watching that game, Austin Reeves is kind of the guy who's been there, who should have been organizing everything. He had a horrible shooting night, in his own words. He said, I played pretty terribly. But this is a moment where Luka Doncic came from a situation where in a team that was built for him, around him, everything, he felt comfortable. And he hasn't looked as comfortable. I thought he was getting there, but in this game without LeBron, it made me realize, this isn't his team yet. He has not fit in where they wanted him.
Yeah, I think, look, it's a big deal, right? Like, he got moved. It certainly was something that caught him off guard. And I still think he's dealing with some of that perhaps, too, on top of the physical stuff.
Well, also,
and chemistry
fit in
stuff.
because LeBron is so good at putting him in that spot. But this is their first game without LeBron.
So he's got to fit out more.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. All right.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Starting on Thursday in Milwaukee, the Lakers will play 3 straight back-to-backs. That includes a pair of games against the Nuggets, who LA trails by 1 game in the standings. The Lakers are the only team to play 6 games in an 8-day span this season. All right, so Shams, LeBron isn't the only one banged up. That's a starter ahead of this brutal stretch. Jackson Hayes and Dorian Finney-Smith are also battling injuries. So when could LA get their reinforcements back?
Both Jackson Hayes and Dorian Finney-Smith are listed as day-to-day. They are managing it game-to-game from my understanding. And Jackson Hayes has a knee contusion. Dorian Finney-Smith has ankle soreness. And they're hoping that they can get at least one player back here out of that mix for Thursday night in Milwaukee. LeBron James, though, of course, is the larger injury concern for the Lakers. And right now, he's expected to miss a period of weeks, at least 1 to 2 weeks. And the good news for the Lakers, though, is that he did not hear a pop in that groin. He did hear that in 2018 when he had that torn groin muscle, but he will be out several games. The hope is that they're going to get at least one of Jackson Hayes, Dorian Finney-Smith back here in the coming games.
Okay, so Perk, we heard from JJ. What do you need to see from LA until LeBron gets back on the court?
Well, I need to see JJ getting his bag, and I need to see Luka getting his bag. I need to see how are those two guys going to win games without LeBron James? And I get it. They have a lot of guys that are banged up, but a lot of guys around the league on other teams are banged up as well. Luka is a bona fide superstar, right? He's a walk-in triple-double. He got to find a way to win games without LeBron James, right? You trade away Anthony Davis, you bring in an international superstar. Let's see what you could do. Let's see how the future looks. Give us an appetizer to see what it looks like. And JJ got to dive a little deeper as well.
All right, we'll see if they're able to figure things out. I want to bring up something with you, Perk. You posted this on your social media. Kenan Thompson parroting you on SNL. He did a pretty good job. I do think the beard was a little long, but what were your thoughts on it?
No, I thought he killed it. You know what I mean? With everything, the suit. Actually, yeah, I got that suit on in my profile picture, but I thought he did a great job. I wasn't mad at it at all.
Shams, did you see it? Did you love it?
I think your suits are better than that, though. I think you got more swag and more style than that suit, Perk.
I do. I'm trying to pick it up a little bit.
Kind of wanted Jokic to sit out of this game because he'd hurt his elbow on Sunday, and Jokic said, "Hell no." And
that's a quote, by the way.
Yeah, that's a terrific display from them. And look, I'm not going to overreact to the way they won this game because they did have their best shooting game since 1984 in this one. Down the stretch, they pretty much were untouchable in the fourth quarter. I think they went 7 of 8 on threes. And look, when their role players are hitting threes and Jokic and Murray are going, you're not going to beat them. This is the #1 defense in the league. They put up 140 on them in their building. You give them credit for that. Not sure you're going to see that happen again, but absolutely a great bounce back. And that's something they've done all season. Look, they're trying to get the #2 seed in the West. If they get it, it's because they were so good on the second night of back-to-backs. And that 12-1 stat should be on the front page of the Jokic MVP resume.
I mean, I thought Jamal Murray also in this game reminded us that he's Jamal Murray. I mean, he's been a slow starter for much of his career, the first half of the season, and people go, oh, where's Jamal Murray? How is he doing? This is where he is. He shows up now, second half of the season and in the playoffs. That's why he's a max guy. That's how he's one of the pillars of this team. And I thought he staked him to this kind of league. They gave him that cushion where, yesterday we were, as JJ Redick liked to say, we were glazing the Thunder, right, for all their defense and how great they were. Like, Denver made an adjustment, and this is what you're going to see in a playoff series where one team does something one night, you make an adjustment the next night, and I thought the Nuggets showed incredible resolve without Aaron Gordon.
I told you guys yesterday on the show that Mark Dagnall told us they're going to try some stuff, and they did. They started the second half without Isaiah Hartenstein. We knew Jalen Williams was out. They started Jalen Williams at center, so they were working through some stuff. They shot 47 threes, which is well beyond what they normally do, so they are trying to figure out some stuff as well. But let's talk about the MVP race, because the odds have shifted again. This time, closing the gap between Jokic and Shea after the Nuggets were out on Monday night. So here are the odds and how they've shifted over the past 5 days. Look at that. So